Logan Paul said this, right? He said before his fight with Floyd Mayweather, he was really interested to see like when the nerves would kick in, and he goes, "They never kicked in." He goes, "They never kicked in. We just like I just kept going, and I just never got nervous." And he was like, "It just kind of happened." And I remember that's literally what just came to my head when I thought of it, because I was like waiting for the nerves to kick in, and it never came. And then my only issue was the fact that I was too excited. Like there was a period about 10 minutes in where I was like, "Yo, you got to stop talking so much. Like, I know you're excited to be on this," because we were like on a whole set and everything. And I was like, "You got to stop jumping too early. Like, you got to like let him, when he stops talking, like pause for an extra second to see if he's going to continue instead of just jumping in because you're excited to talk and like have all this footage." And we had like a 2-camera setup. And I was like, "Damn, this is just like Tom had last week." I was like, "Let's fucking go."
That's awesome.
It was good stuff. So, all right, I'm going to put this on Twitter and Discord, and we'll get this shit statted.
Let's
all right,
go,
NFT Bull Run 5s, feet, Nikki G, royalties to 0, and DEGODS canceled. That shit is wild. Did you hear about this?
What?
Did you hear about DEGODS getting canceled?
I did. I saw that earlier. Yeah,
dude. Fuck. That sounds fucking weird. That's pretty crazy.
My conspiracy is that someone at Twitter didn't get Ute listed.
I think it's something like that, dude, because that is fucking wacky. The fact that all the accounts got deleted, it's like, what? Like,
yeah, it is all a bit like, it is all a bit, that's a bit of a coincidence.
Makes no sense, dude. That was super sketch. I'm not going to subscribe to all the conspiracies that I've seen, but we're definitely going to talk about it. So, guys, welcome to Tea Time. We have a special guest today in Nikki G. He'll be popping in at some point. I was a terrible host and didn't send in the invite link till just now, but he's going to be coming in at some point. So he's the founder of, well, I'll bring his stuff up in a second, but he's the founder of Bridge 3, which is partnerships, collabs. They work with a bunch of social media people and projects. And he's also the Babies founder, the G Babies founder. Sorry, it's like an alpha group style thing. Also just all around cool dude. We hung out with him at NFT NYC and we had a great time. So we got him coming on. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about Facebook integrating NFTs. We're going to talk about Clonex having dubs. Everyone's really excited about it. We're talking about the Ape Yacht Club performance, I guess you would call that. And then we're going to talk about top NFTs. We have Digi Daigaku shooting to 16 ETH out of a free mint. We have a new villain in town. It seems like there's a new villain every 2 weeks. And honestly, I'm starting to think a villain is the way to go, because if you start out as a villain, you always can come back to the middle, and then people will start to like you and go, "Oh, like I want to like him. He's just such an asshole." And then
who's the villain?
Like him.
Who's
fucking
the villain?
The founder of Digi Daigaku, bro. Guy's a dickhead online.
Oh, really? I missed out who the founder. I didn't know this. I didn't know this context.
He's a cool character. I know he's saying it to stir up some feathers and like get a bunch of attention, because you can just tell when it's authentic and when it's just like a little bit exaggerated. There's not a problem with it being exaggerated, but I know he's chill. I know he's more chill than he pretends to be online. So I guess that's how I could put it. Because it's like Andrew Tate, right? Like everyone was super mad at him and like hated him. But then like as you started to like do more podcasts, people were like, okay, well maybe he's not that bad, you know?
Yeah. Who is it? Who is the founder of Digi?
So the founder of Digi is this super rich dude who puts together video game companies. His name is Gabriel Layden.
Yes.
He's so he's like an expert in this world. And so people are talking shit. And he's like, guys, I fucking know this stuff. What are you talking about? So it's really interesting to me. I don't know. I think it's really interesting. We'll see what happens. We also have Izu. We have Uteless. We have DEGODS getting canceled. So we got a lot of things to talk about. I hope you're excited. Smash a like. There's 10 people y'all in here right now. I'd love to see 10 likes on that YouTube channel before we get started. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's hit this intro. 3, 2, 1. Jason says, how do you like Vitalik's horse schlong? Dude, is this real?
What do you think?
No chance. No. But like, I'm hoping someone will tell me yes.
I mean, it looks pretty fucking real to me.
Hold on. Fam, we're gonna let you decide. You guys have seen all the memes, right? It's funny because Vitalik has been trending now like 5 separate times in the last like month. Like the man is just trending. So here's this photo that popped up. Some random Asian chick post a photo with Vitalik, and there's just something packing.
Even there's there, bro. We look back at this and be like, what do you mean, of course? That man is packing beast.
Dude, that thing is fucking big.
It is.
What the fuck? So
It
yeah,
is.
I think it's hilarious though. So that's a good time. That's a good time.
I can't wait to meet him, and I'll be like, yeah, there was this one time myself and my my co-host Cade, we just talked about your dong.
Dude, that thing looks nice. Not gonna lie. If I could have a dong that looked like that, I'd be happy.
Whoa, now,
dude.
Whoa,
I mean, would you not? Someone said go look at other photos to see if it's confirmed. The thing is, like, I don't think anything has ever been positioned that well for a photo, so I don't know if any other photo could do him justice. He says he doesn't have. Okay, so he just texted me right now. Nikki G says, "Can I join mobile?"
Nikki.
Okay, that's why. Oh, he was on a call actually. That's why he's running late. It's not just because
Nikki
I'm a terrible host. Nikki G. Let me know what you guys think about Nikki G in the comments. I want to see what you guys think about him, or if you guys know him. Some people, like, it's actually weird. You know, when you talk to people in the NFT space and they bring up other people, I'm not nearly as I don't know as many people as I thought. You know
what?
Like, I don't know as many of the influencers. That's why I put out the tweet yesterday or the other day, because I was like, yo, who are the relevant influencer people? Because apparently I don't know who they are. I'm like, there's like a few new people here and there. And then everyone's like, yo, this person, that person. I'm like, I haven't heard of these people. It's Top G.
So actually, to be honest, there were that, like, even months ago, I'd mention someone and you'd be like, I don't know who that is. And I'd be like, surprised that you didn't know who that was. And you were like, I don't give a fuck about influencers. I don't give a shit about this stuff. And I was like, well, do you know what? That's good. That's good.
Well, and not good anymore, because my new series that I'm doing involves other people and I don't know who they are. So I'm sitting here trying to find these people because I need to get their reaction to big stories that I can make the video. But then I'm like, I don't know who to look up. So I'm looking back to like all my OG people I used to follow from like 2021 who are like basically irrelevant, like Beanie or like Art Chick. Like no one cares anymore about these people.
What happened to Beanie?
It's fucking the same shit, but people don't care.
Is he still around?
Barely. Beanie. He's irrelevant. I don't actually know. I don't want to get killed. I heard that guy's like mean. Anyways, let's move on. Here we go. So this is gonna be our guest, guys. Nikki G. He'll be popping in soon. This is his Twitter account. This is the YouTube. So let's just cover the quickly what we covered last week. So this was the last episode of Tea Time. Tom wasn't able to make this one, so I did this one solo, and we went for about an hour, and then we had the Puppy Penguins review. Interviewed Open Head, made a video about Izu and people's reactions to it, how it did not moon. It, in fact, is sitting at 50% of mint. So that's rough, you know. Then me and Pasta, did you know this, Tom? Me and Pasta sat down for 4 hours. This is a 4-hour stream. Well, 3 hours, 52 minutes. We just like spitballed for like, that kid is cool.
So I actually need to message this guy right now because we're supposed to be going live in the morning. Because he's obviously like ahead of us, so I need to remember. I need to just send out a message quickly.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go for it. Yeah. So me and him sat down. That was a great time. And then I did a video on the Winter Bears. I don't know if you guys know, Winter Bears rugged, like straight up, completely rugged. They took all the money and disappeared. Like their account, their founders' accounts, everyone's gone. So I made a video covering. Realized this. So like I forgot how I found out. But dude, Winter Bears is just an OG project compared to Sappy Seals, compared to Mutant Cats, compared to Puppy Penguins, like in that crowd of cute projects, and they're gone. Do you remember this?
No.
Bruh. Okay, well, that happened. I remember that project. I remember the community was really strong there. Then we have Utes. I made this video saying overrated, underrated. My opinion has changed quite a bit, actually, since this video, which was yesterday. But after seeing the canceled accounts, after seeing some of the different perspectives on it, I changed a little bit of how I feel towards it. And then then Digi Daigaku went from to 16 ETH because of a VC funding announcement. So that's the crazy shit that happened this week. Anything about you, Tom? You've been kind of quiet this week, mainly just on Twitter.
Yeah, it's been we had a busy week last week, and we kind of had, to be honest, we had a weekend. We had a national holiday weekend. So I took some time out for the weekend, had Monday off. Yeah, just did some touch grass stuff. Drank a lot of beer, wine. Go. Just kind of took some time away from the laptops and stuff, and good to recharge, and then back at it today, and had started off the day with a 3-hour call catching up with the boys. So
Let's fucking go.
Big news. We did drop. We finally. Thank you to Cade because he's instrumental in this. But we dropped the Unorthodox podcast, now available to listen to on Spotify and Apple Music.
Oh,
so yeah, that is thanks to Cade for helping out with the technicalities there, and we're now live as audio.
Your live is audio.
Yeah, so we have audio. We will have video when I figure out how to upload in a faster manner. But yeah, like we can upload as you'll know, like we can upload our videos to Spotify as well. It just takes fucking ages to upload.
Yeah,
I don't know the secret yet because it's just like it takes hours.
It's just fucking not helpful, dude. There's just some things that are not optimized at all. Like for example, when you have a video file that's really, really high quality, the only way like to make it not way too slow, unless you have like a really really expensive computer, your computers are going to be really slow because the quality is so high. The only way to make it better is to save it in Final Cut as its own video by itself as an MOV file, which is going to be just a smaller file. But you have to still like wait like 7 hours. Like I basically let my video with when I did the podcast for NFT Seattle, they used one of their professional cameras for the other angle, and it took my computer 7 hours to compress it so that I can edit it. So it took 7 hours just to be able to go.
Whoa! Just to be able to edit it.
Yeah, because it's too slow. Like I'll try and move my cursor, and like 10 minutes later it'll move.
Yeah.
So I was like,
what did you do? Did you? How did you literally you kind of? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. You put it up onto Final Cut Pro and then export it as a different file type.
Yeah, I just saved it like a normal video, but it was in an MP4 format or something like that. But it was just such high quality that it was just impossible to use. So
yeah, it's tough. Like we've had to deal with that with So with mine and Liam's podcast, we're gonna have 3 cameras on 4K, and it's we're, to be honest, right now, like. So you know how Impulsive and stuff, they do 1.5 hours ish typically is like their typical length.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Yeah, for me to be able to handle those file types, because like for half an hour, one camera at 4K is about like 15 gigabytes of data.
Yeah.
And it's just, when you've got three different cameras on top of each other, you're right. It just takes too long. And then to upload those files, fucking hell. I don't know.
That's why, because you're going to compress it anyway. So it's like, there's no point in shooting in 4K. So I'm just going to start shooting in 1080p. It's not like anyone watches 4K.
What I did. I agree. Although I have noticed that when I was editing stuff, there's a big difference between, because we were filming on the same cameras. Like there were all these, like the same cameras, A6400s. And the 4K cameras, which were the close-up angles, were like, they look really good on short on TikTok. Like they're just really crisp. And I noticed that when I do it on the 1080p camera, it just looked really fuzzy. And but yeah, it's just like the question for me is like, ideally we'd film, like 1.5 hours or 2 hours straight. But I just don't think I don't have the time to deal with those file sizes, because it takes you have to upload it overnight. It's fucking it's never think about these kinds of things. But
and if you have to send it to other people on Google Drive, that shit takes
oh my god,
so unbelievably long. And I'm like, yo, this is like, I can't use my computer while it's doing this because it's so fucking it's like such a big project. So there's got to be another way around. Probably just getting a new computer is likely the answer, not running on a fucking 2016 MacBook.
I do. So I actually asked Nate this, because obviously Nate works in TV, and he's used to that kind of stuff. And I was like, dude, how the fuck do you deal with these like giant file sizes? And he's like, okay, well, first tip is, if you're sharing them on Google Drive, and this is, I should have really known this, but it's just being lazy. But like, I was just uploading it via a browser instead, like doing it via G Drive, like desktop G Drive. So you can, as soon as the file, goes into that folder on your hard drive, it just automatically starts getting uploaded to Google Drive without you doing anything. And then it means that you can leave your computer open overnight, and when instead of the browser, as soon as like your computer goes to sleep, the browser cuts off, so it stops the upload. So whereas if you do it through G Drive desktop like app, it just keeps on going. So that was a little hack.
Okay.
So shout out to Nate for that.
Yeah, top G. Nate's always there to save the day. So let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Love that.
Shout out to Franzi. I'm literally just messaging you right now. So I'm trying to just check that the timing is right for tomorrow. So I'm just looking at my calendar.
No worries. Guys, it's potentially bull run season. Potentially. All right. The only reason I say that is because I've seen, well, myself even, just like the energy feels a bit of a shift in the last couple of weeks. We just had like thing after thing after thing. And I'm like, damn, this reminds me of like a bull run a little bit. Like, I don't know about you. And then we got Kosher saying so many projects are pumping right now. I want to ape in. And then we have someone else? Oh, there was someone else I thought that like posted something that I thought was interesting. But anyways, like there's a lot of like interesting news, a lot of people attention, a lot of hype around some projects. We Bitcoin 19.6K. ETH had a potential almost rally, and then it's just like kind of teetering here. So nothing crazy is happening with Ethereum right now. If we look at the Bitcoin, let's look at the year chart so we don't feel as bad. It's still pretty bad. But yeah, that's the Bitcoin chart, just for people who are wondering. So RIP, not looking so hot. My my NPC coin is down bad right now, so not happy about my shitcoin trade. It's not crushing it like I thought it would be. Let's see. Here's OpenSea's charts. Dude, this is like, so I think this is, what is this? 27th of August, it's the 30th. So I guess this is like a local bottom here a few days ago. And this kind of picked up with just attention around Utes, attention around Izu, attention around Digi Daigaku. It's crazy in a small market what a few projects can do, you know?
Yeah.
Right on. All right. Now we got Clonex, fam. Clonex Forging Season 1. Next gen fashion unlocked by your avatar. Here's all you need to know. People got fucking hyped up over this. I don't know if you guys saw this video. I'm actually going to try and play it because I know there's a way to do this. One sec. Okay. There's a way to play this where you guys can actually hear it. I think it's the Chrome tab. So we're going to try this. Let me know if you guys can hear the sound.
We developed.
That was sick.
So
I just love the videos. I love the voiceovers. Every time they do it, it's just that like girl's voice with the voiceover, and it just sounds like you're like, oh my god, this is the metaverse. I'm finally there. And then you look up and you open your
eyes, dude.
You're still in your normal. You're in your shed or wherever you hang out.
That's literally exactly what I thought. I was thinking, damn, if there's a metaverse, that's what I would feel like it would be. You know, like that voice was perfect. It felt very much like Ready Player One when they were like, okay, let's move forward. And I was like, yo, this sounds way more legit than anything I've seen. And that one video made me more bullish on Clonex than anything else in the past.
Well, they did one a couple of months ago, which is they did one for the mint vials. It was fucking their like ID vials for their shoes. Same kind of thing, and it was like I was like, this is hype, son. This is hype. So yeah, this is the they're moving in. I mean, you can't really be surprised. You got the power of Nike behind you, right? It's like
that's exactly it. Yeah,
the best branding business that has ever lived. And it's like that when you add that to what they're doing, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's like I think you're right. Like I look at it as this is exciting. I like the way they're positioning it. I think they're bridging the digital and physical and using quite interesting. They're using NFC technology, kind of like how Izu are aiming to.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool shit.
Yeah, man, I really fucked with that. So yeah, what do you guys think? So I see Crypto Dan says it's good, or I think they might be talking about the audio. Yeah, they're all talking about the audio. And then we will talk. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. So Curse Above, definitely gonna talk about this. Gonna see if we can try and get Nikki involved in this conversation too. So this will come up when we talk about the new project Digi Daigaku and that new project, how it flew from free mint to 16 ETH because of just making gaming a different style of thing, having a big time player jump in and say, this is how we're going to do it. He's really the only one. Like there's no one else who came from the Web2 gaming world who's a beast, who's coming in like all in with like big loud speakers for a fucking voice and like talking shit. There's no one doing that right now like that. Yeah. And I think it's really cool. I'm really interested to see where that goes. I've been saying for a while now that I'm waiting for the gaming meta to happen at some point because it will. Oh shit. Let's
Oh shit!
fucking
I
go.
can't handle the G, baby. I can't handle it, baby.
My man, what's up, dude?
Not too much. I'm just here scene right now. My brother's on vacation. Get a nice pool in the backyard and everything, and
Let's go.
yeah,
bro. Nikki G's living the life. He's out here living the life.
Oh, man, it was like what 2 months ago now, just over 2 months ago. We were all in NYC together. Nikki G was just like he was wrangling us around the entirety of Manhattan, just throwing us into VIP parties, being like, "Fuck it, these guys get free drinks. Fuck it, they don't pay anything. I'm Nikki G, bitch. Get them in." It was epic.
Yeah,
that shit was legit. That shit was legit. Yeah, man. Shout out Nikki G. He got us in. So we just talked about Nikki, just for some context. We're just introing the conversation. We really just got started. We showed the Clonex video. I don't know if you saw it, but Clonex came out with this like super metaversey kind of video. So it was really good. And we were just talking about that. We have the rest of those topics circled mainly around that new Digi Daigaku project that just kind of flew to 16 ETH. We have the DEGODS situation being canceled, like their whole account and all that stuff. We have Izu, and then we have the gaming meta, and then we'll talk about like Ape Yacht Club's thing there. But that's pretty much what we got on the block. So yeah, dude. And then guys, if you have any questions also about anything, just drop them in the chat and we'll see if we can fit them in. So here's something I wanted to bring up real quick, Tom. This was where is it? So this was the, can you guys see? Okay, you can't see this. Cool. All right, so this was the episode that I shot. This is camera A. So Nikki, me and the founder of NFT Seattle sat down and did a podcast. But this reminded me so much of, I was like, holy shit, we have like a whole studio thing right here. And that was camera A.
That's awesome.
And then this is camera B. Yeah,
this
is fun. I wish camera.
Are you saying that's his crib?
That is, yeah.
Or his office? His office?
It's one of the many rooms within office, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it was
insane.
sick. Yeah. It was like a huge warehouse, and it was super modern, white, like countertops. It was like huge backdrops.
Basically he went in and busted his nut. He was like, this is unbelievable.
Hey, NFT Seattle, how is?
Dude, it looks like it's gonna be good. Tom Billy's gonna be speaking there. We have Frankie Nines from Subduck speaking. A bunch of cool people speaking. Actually, I'm really excited. And the tickets are way cheaper than like New York. It's not like $700. It's like $100.
Dude, are you speaking?
I don't know. I'm sure I probably could have applied.
When is it?
I don't know. It's in like a month and a half, maybe.
Conference tickets are normal. Events are expensive, like event spaces and like, you know, for example, if you rent an event hall and you want to hang up a light, there's a specific company that, and they charge you whatever they want, and they get to do it because they're the company that's signed to that event hall. So like that's why it's pricey. And you know what? Like even setting up sponsor booths and all that kind of stuff that they're gonna do. Tom Billio's like 60 grand, right? Like, you know, like these guys, it adds up really quick. It's not like you're entering a theme park where you're paying $100 and you get to go into the theme park and ride all the rides, right? Like, and you're getting, you know, professional speakers. You're getting, you know, exposure to all these B2C or B2B. If you want to connect, if you're an influencer, like you guys or podcasters, you want to connect to all these B2B businesses within the crypto world, the NFT space, because it's an NFT company. People don't think about it all the time. They're just like, oh, it's so expensive. But like, there's so much that goes behind the scenes and offered at one of these events that it's like really, really cool.
Right. Yeah, question for you, Nikki. Why do you know so much about conferences?
I knew that was coming. I can't say too much right now, but there is some big things cooking over here in Canada. You guys know a little bit about that too. But
we'll leave it. We'll leave it at that then. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Dance Crypto says you can't plug your own shit into an outlet. You have to pay someone to do it. LOL. Super. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. You're right. And I guess that is part of the reason that NFT NYC specifically has so many speakers and they had so much shit going on that I'm not surprised it costs us so much money, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think it's gonna be really good.
I find NYC was in terms of like Tom, we walked into a speaker hall and there is a lady talking of a pyramid in a hologram for something, and I was like, what is this? Like, you know?
It was
RIP,
crazy.
dude.
It was really crazy. Like seeing that.
Dude, this is it. This is the message. Someone said it. I couldn't put it into words until Janix just said it. Imagine paying $700 to waste your time in New York listening to people say what they've already said on YouTube a million times. That's why I didn't want to go to the speeches, because I was like, what are they going to say that I haven't already heard?
Yeah. So, very, very correct. But there's something different about being in that ambiance. So, like, for example, if you've heard you've heard, like, Gary V, when he speaks and you see him live in person to an audience, you're captivated. You are so like that is such a cool opportunity to meet him in around the expo, around the conference, just say hi. Like, don't get online. Like, sure, I watch a bunch of people on YouTube and whatnot, and I'm like, cool to hear them in person, like, because it's just a different experience. It's like listening to music on Apple AirPods and then going. It's not the same.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Yeah, what do you think about that, Tom?
Yeah, I think like we had an interesting experience because we kind of walked around on in NYC on the last day, and they still had speakers, but there was no one watching, like no one and these are conference halls. These are conference halls with hundreds of seats in each one,
right?
And there was no one in them. There was a lot of action happening in like the booths outside, like all of the different stands. And so, you know, we were going around networking and meeting lots of people and talking about potential like sponsorships and just ways in which we could do business with these folks. But like I definitely get the vibe that most of the action when it comes to the speaking happens in the first couple of days.
Yeah.
They will stack up all of the big hitters. But yeah, I felt bad for like the ones at the end just standing there.
Well, honestly, like when you have it spread out like that, like when I talked to Corso from VFriends, I asked them about one of the things that they would make better for VCon round 2, and they were just like, we'd have less chaos everywhere, or we just would have more structured chaos everywhere. He goes, either way, there was too much stuff happening and no one knew what was happening. And every time you're like, oh, I'm going to go this way. Then you're like, oh, yeah, I hear Gary over there. And then you're like, wait, there's a booth over here. And you're like, wait, what's happening over here? And so I asked Mark the same question on the pod. I was like, yo, so what are you guys going to do to capitalize on all the things that maybe there are shortcomings for other conferences? And he was like, the big one is we're just going to have one fat stage. He goes, it's going to be one big stage and we're just not going to overflow with a million speakers. We're just going to have a certain amount of speakers and one spot.
I want to talk about so much. Oh man, I want to talk about so much. I will come back on tea time and we will be talking about it. All right.
Sounds good.
That's all I can say. As soon as we continue to talk about this, I'm gonna slip. Something's gonna come out that may to be said yet. Anyways, Cursa, bruv, you see guys in London? You guys going?
I want to, yeah. It's NFT London. I'm thinking about. I don't know, just because like I know it's just going to be the conference, and like the only reason I had fun at NFT NYC is because you guys went, and if there were no content creators there, I don't know how much fun I would have had, to be honest, at NFT NYC. Dan says, "Spill the tea."
Yeah, I know.
That's
I
funny.
wish.
No, he's a man of principle.
Like, I would like to go for business purposes, research purposes, but I just like can't find it in me because like it's not what it's. We will find a time to match NFT NYC, but I don't think this is the time. I don't think that NYC, in terms of our expectations after having so much fun and being together with different influencers, with different people of all over the place, different projects, experiencing all this place, like I just don't think that it's there yet. I think London will probably we'll have a lot of fun, but I think that it's going to take time because I feel like these events, like Seattle, I didn't even know Seattle was happening, right? Like there's these events are starting to pop up. Good, because that means it's expanding the the outreach of the space, which events are going to be the ones worth going to, which events are going to be at the top of their industry, to say like that is the premier NFT event that we have to go to. Like NYC in 3 years, like are they going to lose it because they're just not connecting with the right people, right? I think it's going to be really interesting over the next couple of years. Like the event and conference industry, there's so many events, and there's so like everybody knows the top ones, like Salesforce, Dreams, Collision in Toronto. There's the Lions, I think it's called Lions. Like there's some really cool conferences all around the world that like people like look forward to go to because they're so fun. They love going to those after parties. They love going to see the sponsored parties and networking at these events. And networking is massive. I don't know. You guys probably heard my network. You're in like the networking is just crazy at these events. It's like seeing people in them is way different. I'm sure you guys have that same feeling. Like it's way different talking to somebody in person.
But it's only like when you like them already. Like I don't know what you guys think about this. I don't like going to conferences because I don't end up getting anything out of this. I don't want anything from anyone. So like when I go to these events, usually they want something from you or they're trying to get something out of that conversation. I'm like, bro, I don't have anything to give you and I don't want you to give me anything. So these conversations with people that I don't know, I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm sure you're doing cool things. I don't care though. Like I've got my thing over here. So like if it's someone I already know and I want to meet them, that's way different. Like that's why I loved it. But like, dude, I made some crazy connections in New York that I didn't know who they were before. Guess how much I used those connections? Like I might as well not have met them. Like I might as well, like if they're cool, but like I'm still doing my own stuff, and it's like me meeting them one time hasn't changed too much for me.
Is that on you though?
It's on me because I don't care. Like I'm doing my thing, and like they're not gonna help me get to my goal. Like maybe they'll help me, like I can do a podcast or like one extra thing, but it doesn't like help me along that way. And that's just the way I think, which might be wrong. That's just how I've thought about it.
I have a very Tom. I'm curious what you think about this because I have a very different
Tom, drop the alpha.
So I as someone who has like literally been next to Nikki for hours, like at these conferences, but and I say this to everyone that I've spoken to, I say that like Nikki is pretty much, I'm pretty certain he is the best one-on-one networker that I've ever seen or like been with.
Yes.
And you know, the conference parties, like everywhere, he was so good at like drumming up a conversation with either like randomers or people that had some sort of business interest that was interesting to him. And he was so good at like just getting to the point really rapidly, giving his pitch of like who he was representing, what he does. Like unbelievable, so good. I have done a lot of conferences in my in my time, like over the last like 10 years actually. Like I've been to dozens and dozens of conferences, and I think I just think it's a personality thing. I probably am more similar to you, Cade, where I'm like I struggle like getting a conversation going with someone who I don't know, who don't see that there's like an obvious opportunity to kind of like to go with. Whereas like Nikki is like, he's going to open the opportunity, see what happens, get those details. And it is a skill. It's a fucking skill. And it's one of those things that I genuinely think you have to work at actively. But yeah, I've spent days at conferences, and they've been challenging because you end up having so many conversations that seemingly don't go anywhere. And yeah, but at the same time, I've seen like guys like Nikki who fucking boss it, but they will follow up when they get back. And that's the key. Right. The key is making sure that you do follow up, and that initial interaction turns into some sort of relationship.
No, but that's the thing, bro. I did follow up, and like we're cool, but it's just like I don't know. Nikki, tell me, dude. Tell me.
Okay. Right?
Huh?
You met me in NYC.
But I knew you before, though, a little bit. Like it was like I was looking forward to meeting you, and I knew what you were about, and like kind of the things we would talk about. And I was already excited to meet you. But if I saw you on the street, it would have been different. Like I'm gonna be totally. It would have been complete. If I'd never met you, didn't know anything about you, I wouldn't have been like. I probably wouldn't have said anything. I would have been like, oh, cool.
Like for me, like something that was cool. Buterin in person and talk to him in person at his event, and I think that was really cool because he's a thought connecting with him, and now I have DMs with him that say like, hey, are you going to come out to, or the founder of Goblin Town, Alex, gave me a call. We've had like 3 or 4 calls now, Goblin Town, where I've just been talking with him. I've been, throwing some things at him, throwing some things back at me. Experience that I didn't have before because of the opportunity. Champ, I can go and message Champ now, and Champ will shoot me. He takes a little while to respond, but he'll respond, right? Whereas before, Champ was like, he was skeptical of me. We didn't really take a transactional relationship, and a lot of the guys were like that, right? Because they didn't or what I was trying to do, and meeting with them in person and being able to kind of like, this is what I'm trying to do, and this is why I think our relationship's valuable. And now Bento Boy, like it was his birthday the other day. I texted him, happy birthday, Gavin, blockchain Gavin. We had a FaceTime call, just like developing all these relationships in person was just like, so it made everything that much better. And I think that make life so much easier in terms of what I'm doing. Yeah.
So I agree. And I think Cade agrees as well. Like, but all of those names that you mentioned, like those are people you already knew to some extent, right? But like what I found like impressive about you is that you were really good at starting conversations with people who you had never met before. And you weren't afraid to like start conversations with people like every 2 minutes. You were like, hi, I'm Nikki G. I'm like, I'm the founder of Bridge 3. And like you would just really succinctly and quickly tell them who you were. But like you would do that dozens and dozens of times. Like,
is that sales, you think, Nikki? Like, do you have background in sales at all?
People always ask me if I have background and stuff, and it's so funny because I graduated university. I got a job with one of the professors, and I worked in sales / project management and operations for like a year. And then prior experience is just from like family business, like let's talk the dinner table and listening to my brother pitch his business to people, and kind of like always the thing about myself is like I've always had the to learn about other people, ask questions and figure out what they're doing, how they're doing. If you throw it back into like school projects and stuff like that, I was always the facilitator of something that I wasn't doing the actual tasks. Like if you asked me to do some like crazy math, take a pitch deck or something like that, like sure I can make a pitch deck, but I'm like, am I good at it? No, but what am I person to go talk to that person because that person's really good at this, and then facilitating things. So like a position, right? And the sales thing, I think it just comes. I think sales, honestly, like being able to talk to people. People love to talk about themselves. They love it. Like if you went up to somebody and said, "Hey, like, how are you doing?" Or "What do you do? What do you do? And how do you help the NFT space?" Right? And they want to talk and tell you all about it. They're like, "Oh my, that's interesting."
Bro, I don't want to tell them.
Tell me
Sorry.
more.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't care to tell them, but I think I'm like a weird exception or something. Like, I have no desire to talk, but most people do. You're right.
The regular person though is just like inclined to speak about what they're doing, because everybody, like, the one thing is that everybody in the space thinks that Amazon, they think that they are the next Jeff Bezos. They are the greatest person, something so cool, and they want to tell everybody about it. I have the same thing. Like I can talk about. I'm so. What's the word here? Excited
Beautiful
about what I'm doing that I want to tell people. I want to let you. Like I want to tell you guys so badly because we're live.
This is interesting because like that was the way I would describe seeing Nikki operate and meet people is that he enters a conversation with like full confidence. Like full confidence that he like goes in and it's just like no fuckery, just like amazing to meet you. Hi, I'm Nikki G, and it's just like confidence. And then he goes and explains, but then at the same time he's just willing to like listen to them and yeah, it's really impressive. It's super impressive.
Yeah, for sure. Also, Nikki, are you able to check? I don't know if because I know you're mobile right now. Are you able to check for your Wi-Fi? Your audio is like the smallest bit laggy but it's, I mean, it's not like a huge deal at all, but if you're able to check, if not, it's totally fine. It's just like a smidge. Just for to ask. Okay. Yeah, that was a great combo, honestly. And that's a really interesting perspective, because I like hearing just different styles, I guess, of like getting yourself out there and meeting people. Like for me, I'm not as nice, maybe, or I don't know, like maybe like if I don't have to, I probably won't. Or if someone walks up to me, unless they say something really interesting, like I don't know, I just don't care to like engage.
So you said this yourself though, like after when we got back, you were like, you explained the way you navigate social situations is like a bit different. How you found this is why you have your camera on you at all times, right? Is that you sometimes you find that that maybe it can get a bit overwhelming, but having your camera allows you to disengage from the kind of the situation and kind of take a step away and just like ground yourself a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I relate to that as well. Like there are sometimes I'm just like, I just don't want to fucking speak to people. Like,
well, also from when I grew up too, like I was that loser who got picked on, like literally getting picked on every day kind of thing. So I think I have a little bit of an innate, just like not anger, but just like standoffish, you know, like when if I see a man walk into the room, my first thought is like, do I need to fight him? Like that's usually my first thought. Like,
Nikki,
is there a chance here?
Nikki,
like my first thought is like, do I need to defend myself? Because it happens every now and then. Like that's the issue. Is like once every few years, someone will just come out and like attack you for no reason. And because of those moments every now and then, I have to be on the ready. And it's like I'm just like worried. Like remember I told you, Tom, a few weeks ago, I put it in our group chat, that guy who walked up to me and was like, yo, like I forget what he said, like I don't remember what he said, but he just like came out of nowhere, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me? And because the situations like that, I'm like always on the ready, and I live in the city. So like if I walk out after 8 o'clock at night, like I literally have to be, you know, because I might get attacked. So
yeah,
that might be it too.
I'm a little bit the same way, but like I swear to God, if I see Vitalik Buterin walk in the room, I'm putting my head down.
That is fucking hilarious. That is fucking hilarious. Yo, okay, here's a video I want to play for us. So this is gonna be great. Here it is. This is the board Ape Yacht. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but we're gonna play a portion of it. So I want to hear what you guys think about this. Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you're in the chat, smash that like button 1 for Nikki, because he's dropping the alpha on how to connect with people.
Is this gonna ping YouTube or anything? Do you know what I mean?
All right. Oh God, it's still playing in my ears. Fuck, I was like trying to turn it off. All right, give me your initial reaction, Nikki.
It's okay. There's two sides to this. It's really cool.
There's not two sides, bro.
It's just really cool that it was at the VMAs in front of a global audience. Really shitty that the quality was so everything about that. Like they had the opportunity to make that look hard and like, you know, like crazy good, like, but that's, and it just like honestly in my mind, like I think most people who already hate NFTs had to sit through that.
All right, Tom, you go next, because I pretty much am just gonna echo that.
Yeah. So, obviously, like context is Nikki, you're still an ape holder, right? There you go.
It's not sad, bro, that he's not like fuck yeah, I am.
But like,
yeah.
as in, so it's for me. I watched it. Okay, so I when I watched it the other morning, I was like, I watched it, and I'm someone who grew up as when Eminem got big when I was like fucking 10 years old. 12 years old, whatever, and he was like the biggest thing ever. And
yeah,
there's quite a few layers to this, which I was thinking about. So the first thing was when I watched it, I was like, okay, the song is kind of growing on me a little bit, but is it like a banger? Is it like an all-time classic? Fuck no. Then yeah, I was like, kind of the graphics of them walking around on stage, I was like, this still just looks like, you know, graphics from like 20 years ago. Like
I was gonna say, yeah,
we still there. We still like, how have we not got past that? And then I was like, then they did all the cartoon stuff, and it was like I was surprised at how long that went on for. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty cool. But then I looked at, it all ended and they wrapped it up at the end with a couple of, like 30 seconds worth of actual stage time. And then I looked at the comments like underneath the video and it was like, oh, this is so good to see like M back. Like it was all positive comments about the thing. And there was like the only comments around, I was looking for scanning for like the Bored Ape Yacht Club comments. The only ones that came up were like, I wish they showed less of the cartoons. And it was like to like Nikki said, he was like, if anyone who hated NFTs, I was like, I don't think many people were watching that even thinking NFT.
But that's the problem, bro, because then it's just a cartoon monkey.
Yeah, they were just
like my grandma. If my grandma sees that, she's like, why is there a monkey?
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's a NFT. And she's like, what's that? I'm like, oh,
forget about it. You're just like,
yeah, that was a waste of like $20 million. How much they paid them? Like that sucks, dude. Like, yeah, if you don't know NFTs, you're sitting there going like, what is this, dude?
So that was my next question, and you guys might know that. It sounds like you might know the answer. I was like, okay, well, why have M and Snoop, like, are they getting paid by the Bored Ape Yacht Club for this? Is that it?
Fuck yeah, bro. What they're probably part owners at this point, dude. They're like they're chilling the shit out.
Yeah, but I was wondering if they had equity in the company, which, to be honest, like that should be public, I don't know. That should be public knowledge if it is, because they've gone through a VC round. So, but
no, what do you think, Nikki?
I think it's genuinely like them making that there's money in. Like, don't get me wrong, like it's great to have celebrity backing, more and more celebrity backing every day, because they do have huge audiences, but that they were both in it to kind of pump their own bags up a bit. Like I don't think it was like they're into the actual community of it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, this is the thing. I don't know. I couldn't figure out if, like, because when you say pump their own bags, right? EMINEM owns one Bored Ape, which realistically speaking now is probably the most valuable ape. Like out of every, like that has to be like the most valuable ape. The one that EMINEM fucking owns, performed with it. Like what else is there that people would go for?
JB, bro. What's that? Justin Bieber. What you mean?
Justin Bieber. Yeah, exactly. Biebs.
I think he's got a gold ape, doesn't he?
Yeah, maybe.
No,
but like I'm like, yeah, does EMINEM care about that? Fuck no. The guy doesn't need any more money. He doesn't give a fuck. He does not need any more money. So I was trying to figure out, I was like, is it because these guys are like trying to stay relevant, so they're like trying to stay at the forefront, or is it, I'm like, are they getting paid? Do they have equity in the company? I was just trying to figure things out. And
I have a kind of answer there.
What's that?
I have a kind of answer there that I've been thinking about too, because I'm like, I had a video the other day where I talked about it, and I thought it was weird because I was like, you know how everyone says like we're early, and I was thinking, you know what? I think we actually are all too early, like way too early. Yeah. Like I think Gary Vee like jumped the gun by like 5 years. I'm like, bro, he always talks about timing. I'm like, we're not even fucking remotely close to ready for NFTs. Like this is all bullshit that we're doing right now. And the problem with that is when celebrities jump in now, it's great because I'm sure they're making a lot of money. They're getting a lot of temporary attention. But like, how much is this helping Eminem's legacy? I'd argue it's crushing it. Like every day that he does this, it crushes the legacy in a sense of like when people thought of Eminem as like OG, goated, all these things, because they think of all the days when he was like younger, when he was popping in the beginning. And now when people think of Eminem, they think of him with a beard. They think of him sort of retired, but he's also doing this ape thing with this Bored Ape thing. And it's so early that he looks right now, he looks like an outcast because of it, I feel like.
Okay. I agree in a sense. I think we are too early. And I think that hyper accelerated growth might lead to us crashing down below. I think a steady growth was the path that we had to take to kind of adopt more people slowly. Rapid growth.
Yeah. People
expecting this to be the future. And next thing we know, we got flying cars are going to crash it lower than it has to be. But on the artist side, I think guys like Timbaland, guys like all these artists that are, I think they're on their endings of their careers in terms of relevancy in the music, at least for like making new music and like, like being in the top charts and stuff. Like, I think they're at the end to hop on the train of what's next to come, because if they're the founding fathers in the music industry, NFTs, when NFTs pop, now they're relevant again, right?
Right.
And if
And that's
it
the
goes
gamble they're
down a bit,
making.
their careers are already almost done anyways. So at least they made some more money. You know, to me is the reasoning, because they have nothing.
Yep.
What do you
Yeah, I agree.
so they like so a couple of things that I was looking at was like when EMINEM posted about it the next day, he tagged like the Bored Ape Yacht Club in, and I was like, this kind of feels like a sponsored thing. Obviously, a huge production cost had gone into the entire thing, like compared to what they did at Ape Fest. Like they've taken it to another notch, completely redone the video, if that is the video now, but like completely redid it. And I was just trying to figure out, I'm like, how has this worked? Is it they've paid, you know, they have just like paid them a fee maybe now? Just trying to understand like how it
Yeah, I think so.
commercially working.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think for to Nicky's point, he's right. If the NFTs hit, then they're going to be at the forefront. Like that's the gamble. That's the story they're being sold. Like that's why Eminem's bothering to do this. He's like, yo, if we fucking make it, you're going to be the front of it, which means you're king of the world, basically, which makes sense. But you guys remember in the fall of last year, we literally thought apes were never coming back. We were like, we missed it. If you missed it, you missed it. Like they're never coming back. The floor is going to be 1,000 ETH. They're going to be worth like $15 million. And I was just like, damn, we really missed that shit. So Meta says, Nikki trying to fucking hell, dude, this is so funny. I love this. But yeah, that actually opens up an entire conversation I want to get into a little bit later. So let's knock through a couple of these stories, and then we'll keep trucking on. And then I really want to talk about monetization of everything. The fact that like our culture has like hyper focused on monetizing anything and everything always 24/7. You should never do anything for free. Pay for that, charge more for this, upsell it, and like everything's turning into a monetization cycle. So I want to talk about that in a second. But here's a perfect segue for that. We have Facebook, Meta, now allowing users to connect digital wallets and post NFTs across Facebook and Instagram. That's wild. Facebook has officially gone in.
You know why?
Fucking Moon. I don't know.
You know why it's dangerous? All these people that are too smart for their own good, that are trying to keep themselves disconnected from their wallets, from their bank accounts, so that they don't have to pay them. Trying to dodge, doxing themselves essentially, more or less. All those going to go and connect their wallet to show off their Bored Ape on their Facebook, on their Instagram, and they're going to Meta, which we all know has no, boundaries in terms of what they show. And boom, you're all doxxed instantly. Done.
True. But also, like, you guys saw the meme about like, I want to be Web3, I want to be anonymous. Then it's like, we're gonna give you free clothes. Everyone's like, all right, let's fucking go. Here's my address, here's my social, here's my credit card information. So I'm interested to see what people think, because I've done free clothes before, like with my NFTs. Tom knows, he's gotten some free clothes, and some people chose out of it. They were like, I'm good, thank you, but like I'm good. I don't want to share my any of my information. That was probably like 2%, but like still, like some people don't have any interest in showing that. I think it's interesting, but if we're gonna be like mainstream adoption, everyone's just gonna have it. And I think there will always be that subset of people that want to be like anonymous, and like those are the people on Reddit and 4chan who are just fucking around. And if anyone ever found out their public identity, they're probably going to prison. But most people are like chill, But do you think if the hacks are gonna get bad, like on Facebook especially, do you think we're gonna have this new fucking like almost like a new industry? Because it's like we've been worrying about OpenSea phishing, OpenSea, like everything's been on OpenSea, but now we have like this thing with Facebook. I imagine they're going to integrate Facebook Marketplace at some point with NFTs, so Facebook will have their own thing. I'm just interested to see like this. It makes me excited only because these kind of posts make me go like, okay, we're like established in. All we have to do is just not give up making content and continue to grow in the space. And if NFTs continue growing, we just kind of exponentially grow. And it gives me faith, because it also gives me excitement for the future, because I'm like, yo, fuck yeah. That means in like 5 years, this. And then 5 years after that, this. And it gets me excited just to be alive, to see and witness all those things.
Yeah. You know what? Like, yes, but also change my stance on that. I think yes, because the fact that these tech giants, actually leading social platforms, are trying to integrate Web3 in one sense or another, regardless if you call it anything, what it is audience and outreach. Like technology is real. This technology is very impressive, and we want to use it and leverage it for our. Will eventually, inevitably, be a part of our future one way or another. So I think that people are always so focused on the micro, laser focused on the little details. Like right now, we're in a bear market, but like, yeah, we're in a bear market and NFT is down. But do you really think that this is what it's going to be like? Oh, we're going to go to zero? No, like everybody, you know, like in 5 years' time and whatever years' time, you know, like crypto's going to be that everybody wants to get, right? So I think it's a good sign. It's a slowly but surely, like we've experienced hyper growth. It hasn't even been since, we'll just call it since December of last year. Like actually, even if we even go to September is really when I feel like August, September is when a lot of people joined the NFT space and crypto.
Yeah. Agreed.
And it's not even September yet. It's been 1 year. Like no technology.
Yeah.
And what's the word here? Invasive. It happens exponentially fast, and we always advance in it exponentially. But it's only been a year. Give us like 2-3 years when, you know, use cases we start to see more, you know, people integrate, companies integrate. We're finance, right? Like we're already seeing so much use case for crypto and for NFTs. And think about like school, like school records. Like if you ever had a degree or if you ever had a job, would be on the blockchain, right? Like you'll have a Soulbound NFT. Like, yes, I did work here, right? It's a good step forward. People just gotta give it time.
I mean, we spoke about this last. Both of us have done videos on this, Cade. We've like spoke about like the adoption cycle of technologies, or like specifically there's the Gartner hype cycle, and what the Gartner hype cycle is every August they drop a report and they have this like curve, like adoption curve thing where they have this giant fucking peak and then it dips, it goes, has a massive crash and then a slow ramp up towards mainstream adoption. And they were saying they dropped it in August last year. And at August last year, NFTs, where all of these different new emerging technologies, NFTs were right at the peak of that like inflated kind of like interest. So right before the crash. So actually, when everyone got in August last year, it was already too late because it was. And if you know what happened, as we all know, everyone got fucked from then on. It was like, you know, maybe a bunch of people, but it's like from November and December, it was just a slow, steady go. So we're now at that like kind of trough. So it's called the trough of disillusionment, where there's like us, we're still here, but like most people are like NFTs are fucking scams, whatever. But we know that we're now on the slow. We're going to start going on the slow ramp. The great news is for NFTs, the slow ramp is going to coincide with the next kind of macroeconomic bull run. So over the next like 10 years, the adoption is going to be traveling at the same pace as the economic like positivity, that's fucking crazy because it could have happened like 5 years ago or in 5 years time. But for the next 10 years, we're going to be riding the wave alongside the economy, which is kind of sick.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I don't
right on.
I don't our bags. I don't want to cut you off, kid. I don't want to put our bags or anything. The past year has been so euphoric, and it's been such a opportunist for people who will take the step to take advantage of an opportunity. It's just a big space of people making money and trying to make money, right? There's very little legitimacy across the space right now that even people like Kevin Rose and the Moonbirds and giving out fanny packs and whatever, people just,
that was so bad, bro. That was so fucking bad.
I know, like people just like, even these big leaders in the space were supposed to come and save the day. Like Other Side Mint was supposed to bring us into the metaverse, and like it's coming, but like at the same time, like we trust the current space of NFTs. What is the most popular piece of NFTs? Right, it's full of illegitimate people or people with good intentions that just like, I've met some really good people with great intentions in terms of why they want to do in the space, but like they just don't have the skills that you need in a brand dominated space, like a branding and IP dominated is in the world. But if you can't like grow your brand and really put yourself as to why people want to represent or be a part of that brand or IP, then like you're gonna get crushed. And in dollars,
yeah,
well, they did it, but everybody else, that's why nobody trusted, because everybody else is getting confused.
Yeah. Nikki, you're pumping my bags, bro. That's my game. I've been screaming that game for a while. Like I'm grateful for that. And honestly, like there's some projects where they're talking about like Pudgy Penguins, you know, Luca Nets, he's been talking about that forever. Every time he talks about it, he's like, guys, brand is the only thing that matters. IP is the only thing that matters. You go, why do you think we're doing toys? Why do you think we have clothes? Like, why have all these things that build the name? Because that's what matters. And I just had a TikTok, or someone made a TikTok on me on the video that I made about my clothes. So I'm like selling this clothes in that video, like this hat that I'm talking about. And he was like, wow, it's so crazy. He's it was something along the lines of like, he's reinvesting the money he's making from whatever to like make clothes so that he can build his brand. I never really thought about it that way, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm just making clothes because I should. And it's like part of the brand, but it's not something that everyone's doing, which is weird to me, because I'm like, brand and IP is the only thing that matters. Because you're absolutely right. In a bear market, your product or whatever your brand is going to go to shit no matter what, especially if you're selling something. And like you have your own, you have the G Babies. There's like just under 400 NFTs, right? In that collection.
Yeah.
And your floor is still fucking like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like it's still like 0.3 or 0.4 ETH. And that's hard to do, but that's because the brand you built. And same with mine. Like my NFTs are around the same floor. I have less items, but when people fuck with your brand and IP and they think you're going to win, that's super powerful. And it makes us look like clear winners, which is dope.
Yeah. The G Baby is going to be something else very soon. So.
Oh, shit.
Awesome.
Shit.
T.
Oh, shit. All right. Keep it. Yeah,
next
guys.
Next time you go on this fucking show, Nikki, you better be willing to drop some goddamn alpha instead of just...
Yeah, what the fuck, Nikki?
You know what? I'll throw this out there because there's a chat that are
okay. Sorry, I'm gonna close it off. All right, go back. You're good. You're good.
G Baby is going to mean something within the next months. Every single G Baby is going to give you access to a free something else. Sacrifice in that baby. You are going to have to part ways with your baby. Much bigger.
Damn.
A brand and an IP and a story that is much bigger.
Yeah, I got goosebumps, bro.
Here we go.
That's dope.
Here we go.
That's dope.
Come on and ready to drop the fucking alpha, man.
Let's fucking go. Oh, well, also that sparked something that I forgot to mention a second ago, was the idea of Soulbound tokens. So one thing I want to do, since my NFT collection is literally like 40 NFTs right now, it's like super small, and I intend to keep the access keys very, very small. Like I said a few months ago, there will never be more than 100, but I'm thinking there's probably going to be closer to 50. And the thing that you can do with these Soulbound tokens, which is so exciting for me, is like did you guys watch the Ape Yacht Club podcast, Full Send?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I listened to that, I was like, yo, this is wild. Like, these guys dropped a collection of monkey pictures, built a brand, and all these other people want to be part of it, and they're all chilling, and they like each other. That's how it started, at least. And I was like, that's so sick. I want to do that. But then I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to drop a penguin collection or something. So then I was like, yo, this is perfect, because I can have a small alpha group, and I want to also have an opportunity to, like, have them have PFPs, because like right now Tom's not going to make a picture of me black and white walking across the street his PFP. Like that'd be weird, right?
Why not?
But I mean, he could, I guess. But yeah, he could. But I was like, okay, so maybe if I can make a Soulbound token that attaches to that photography NFT, so that he can also have like an avatar that also represents the Joyous Kingdom, and they're extremely limited because there's only 50 of them. So that's like one way I want to use Soulbound tokens, because I also want to have that like PFP community, because that's where I'm jealous of you, because people can use that G Baby as a PFP, because it's like, yeah, I'm part of this group, but I don't have that because I'm photography and I'm art collection. So I love Soulbound tokens. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that though.
I need to learn more about Soulbound tokens, but I think they're great in terms of what they represent. What I talked about is like sacrificing your baby. I think it would be really, really cool. You gave me the idea right now. Thank you. Drop the Soulbound token. They're forever a baby. They don't get to lose that.
Let's go. I just saved everyone's babies.
Well, actually, so
Oh, shit.
technically, both of you guys are. So I've actually been working on these for the last few weeks with. So he rebranded. He used to be NFT Donut, but he is now Caleb, who is kind of like head of tech at the Summit Club. But yeah, both of you guys will will be giving the climb permit has been designed to act like an SBT, so that it's untransferable from your wallets. But so you will be at some point getting airdropped them in the next kind of few weeks. But yeah, like the point is that it's supposed to be like similar to a POAP. It's just a kind of like stamp that you were here at this time during this like period, but it will be super limited quantity. There'll never be more. And it's I think that the use cases are like Nikki said at the beginning. It's like whether you've like graduated a class or you've done, it's like a diploma, it's like a stamp that you've been through this or you've been through training. It's epic. Like I actually think that we'll see that may be one of the kind of use cases of like tokens or like fungible tokens that allow or non-fungible tokens, even soulbound tokens, fuck me, actually allow us to kind of get through to more wider mainstream use cases. I think it makes more sense.
Yeah, I can explain that concept way easier than a PFP big ass collection flipping and stuff. So I think it's easier. You're right. What were you about to say, Nikki?
I was just saying, like, imagine. I'm just thinking, like I'm wrong here, but like these could be a fucking huge mess too.
Yes, yeah. I'm also being aware of that.
Generative 10K collection of the Vitalik things on it, and just Soulbound token dropping it into like one person's wallet, like owners in your wallet. Like, you know.
True. Yeah. I guess I haven't thought about it in that way.
I've like genuinely I've thought about that as well. That's the biggest thing that I'm like, but again,
well, there's degeneracy everywhere.
There
is.
That's the first thing. The first big thing you're like, okay, well, fuck. Like if these things can just be airdropped into a wallet and you can't get rid of them, then that's like a potential. It's like what we have on OpenSea when people just like spam your wallets with shite. But I'm fully confident that we are like, we will like get past that. As in, some smart fuck will come up with some technology that allows like any airdrops, soulbound tokens just to go into like a hidden folder automatically or whatever, or maybe even get automatically burned if they are of a certain type, whatever. There'll be some nerd that will come up with it, and it'll probably be a guy with a massive dong.
Yeah.
All I could think of there was like, we were just talking about like, oh yeah, like you'll have your resume or like your job history in your wallet, and they go to look for and you just see a bunch of like
just dick pics.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, I don't know. For me, for what I think I can do for the brand, I think it'd be sick, because if there's literally only 50 of my NFTs, and in 10 years, if I'm where I should be in 10 or 20 years, and people are like, damn, there's only 50 of them, and then you go on Twitter and you're like, holy shit, you have one of Cade's Soulbound token PFPs as your PFP, and you're like, that's real, and they're like, holy shit, there's like literally 50 of those. So like it's like an ultimate flex if you have the right structure, like with you guys as well. You both have small group. Well, Tom's about to, but like small groups where like that's actually something cool to be in.
How do you question on this one actually? Because you said it just then. So we've been been like maybe like 7 months since Twitter did the verified NFT PFP. From memory, I don't think either of you are using them.
I don't have NFTs, so I don't like use my NFT.
But first up, like, why not? And secondly, do you think that is a signal that this may not be ever be considered an important thing, as we have kind of assumed that it will be at some point?
I think as a content creator, it matters. For me, as a content creator, I want people to recognize my face. But anyone who's not a content creator, it makes sense to use something else, because like, why the fuck would you have your normal face?
Yeah.
No. So sorry. No. My point is the assumption was that people wanted to flex, right? They want to flex. I've got a Bored Ape, so I can verify that this is a Bored Ape. But what you can do is you can do fuckery with it. You can literally just have a fake collection with a Bored Ape and have it there. So at a glance, it looks like you got a verified Bored Ape NFT PFP.
True.
So my question is that I'm being surprised how few people have adopted it. Like, and I think that to me, that's kind of shown that actually, even when we like rotate in this circle where it's all about what you have, and you know, Nikki's been supporting the goblins, like, does it really fucking matter? Do people actually give a fuck? Like, enough to like go through the friction of verifying the NFT? Like, does it matter? Like, you know, EMINEM, has he got a verified fucking, is his ape verified? Probably not. Like,
that's what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
That was the big thing that we were sold. We were sold that, like, you know, Gary V was talking about how people love to flex and they want to flex. And I think I've been surprised that in the realm that we fuck around with, which is basically all about flexing, we haven't seen as much.
True. What do you think, Nikki?
You know what? Like, yes and no, but like the thing is like that shit is everywhere. People, anything that they can, and try and use the likeness of it. And
yeah,
and when you are flexing, you're not flexing to the people that don't give a shit, right? You're flexing the people that will click on the profile picture and the collection came from the Bored Ape Yacht Club or wherever the hell, or Joy Age Kingdom. They'll see it, right? So the people that care are the ones that you're really wanting to care. We're gonna be like, oh, it's fake. Like, you don't really care what they think. You genuinely don't give a shit. Like you know, when I had my ape as my PFP, like I did the whole Twitter verification thing, and I was like, oh. But if people ever said, oh, it's fake, like, you know, oh, you just screenshotted it, or it's mine now, like, who gives a fuck? Like fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, go away. Like, I think that you're trying to impress the people that you're trying to impress.
Yeah, that's a good perspective. That's kind of how I think about it, actually.
So I lied. So Nikki does use it still. I just checked on his thing with his goblin. And yeah, one of the issues is that fucking I still can't do it in the UK. Still hasn't rolled out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we're mainly just like, we're just early. Like, I think the answer to most of our questions is like, we're just so fucking early that like they haven't fixed it yet. They like all the problems are just like, yeah, fuck, you know, like they'll fix it later. That's kind of like all.
Yeah. I suppose my point was like, I just don't know. I'm trying to extrapolate and trying to push out to like 10, 15, 20 years when this is quote unquote mainstream, or like the friction has gone where everyone can buy NFTs and all that shit. Like, will people give a fuck enough to change their PFP to something that isn't their own face? And I don't know. And I feel my gut feeling is that the last 9 months, I haven't seen enough evidence of people being like, okay, well, A, I want this verified. B, like, this is, you know, I'm gonna flex. Like, I've seen a bunch of people change their PFPs to their just own faces over the last few weeks. I've seen big like sway that people start doing that now. Which,
yeah, we're gonna see a bunch of waves, dude. Like, we're gonna see something. We're gonna say, oh, I guess that's what we're doing, and then a few months later, something's gonna change. Like, oh, this is where we're headed, and then we're just gonna. It's like kind of the ship. It's like that ship analogy where it's like everyone runs over here, then it sinks, and then everyone runs over here, then it sinks, and then it kind of does that seesaw thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but here's the interesting thing. So let's look at. We got two big stories here. We have. Well, one, we'll just roll through the top collections right now for the last 7 days. So we've got Bored Ape Yacht Club. That's typical. Digi Daigaku Genesis. This is the big gaming free mint that went to 16 ETH that everyone was freaking out over, which someone told me that Steve Aoki made a profit, but I'm pretty sure he bought in at 16 ETH. So he actually bought the top.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He bought in. He didn't. He did sell for a profit. Come on, we got to give the guy that.
But he bought it at 16
ETH.
He
sold it at 16 ETH. He bought it at.
He sold it at 16.
Yeah, bought it at 0.3.
Let's fucking go, Steve. Okay, I thought he bought at 16. I was like, this motherfucker. Then we got DEGODS. DEGODS got canceled. For people who don't know, they literally had everything deleted.
Dude, this.
Then we have other side. Huh?
The DEGODS is just absurd. It's actually.
Yeah. We're definitely gonna talk about that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that shit was fucked. That was actually super weird. So we're definitely gonna talk about that. We have other deed, Mutant Apes, Art Blocks, ENS, Women Ape Club. I don't know anything about this project. Clonex, I assume pumped up a little bit. I think there were like 5 or 6 to 7 from that video, and Azuki Moonbird. So first off, right before we jump into the DEGODS thing, because actually, no, we'll do DEGODS first. All right, Nikki, you want to hit us with the smoke? So Shit, where's the fucking tab that I want to show? Okay, here it is. It's these two. So yeah, they were all suspended. This is real. I don't know. It may have been brought back up now, but as of like literally 30 minutes ago, all their shit is suspended. So what do you think about this, Nikki?
They back?
What's that?
I said, are they back now?
I don't think they are. I think they're still suspended. I don't know why my computer's now choosing to lag, but yeah, all their accounts have been suspended. But now that I look at this, it says 39.1. So let me close out of this because for some reason my computer's being slow. I'll pull up on my phone.
I just checked. It looks like they're still suspended.
Oh, okay.
Some people are saying that.
Yeah, they are.
Saying that it's number one, it was planned. You know, like it's a publicity stunt, or it's planned that they're gonna, when their Twitter's alive again, it's gonna release some crazy shit. I don't know. But then others are saying like that'd be cool. But others are saying it's because that they were using the likeness of like a bunch of celebrities and people without proper what's the word? Consent, I guess, to use their likeness to promote their project. They probably got like tagging like Vitalik, tagging Travis Scott, tagging all these celebrities names to kind of promote their NFT is basically what they did. In more of a meme than it was anything, but
I didn't know that was an issue. I didn't know that was an issue.
Well, it's like doing a free paid. It's like doing a free advertisement using. So it's like me saying, "Yo, like Drake is coming to my event," of our promotions, and then like he has no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much of it was real because they were tagging like Wayne Rooney like got tagged. And I was like, motherfucker, what? Travis Scott? I'm like, bro, Travis Scott did not connect his fucking account to this website. Like, there's no chance.
They said that Wayne Rooney applied.
Bro, no chance. Like some random person named Wayne Rooney. Maybe.
Honestly,
it's not Wayne Rooney.
These footballers are fucking lead, mate. They don't do shit these days. They honestly like that. Like it looked. I mean, yeah. I thought you had to connect your Twitter, didn't you? Like to apply, you had to connect your Twitter. Like it couldn't have not.
Bro, I don't fucking know. That just seemed weird. I was like, bro, ain't no way Wayne Rooney's out here with MetaMask.
I think that they actually made those from the account, and that's not there's no way.
Either way, they got their shit canceled. And so people are really worried because they're like, oh shit, that's double bad news. Because what people didn't realize is Dust has now done officially like a 3x since when everyone was like, probably should have been buying. Duh. And now it literally is going to cost about an ETH to mint. 1 ETH to mint one of these Utes. And I'm really worried now that they are going to fuck themselves because I'm telling you right now, there's no chance this will work if they mint at 1. I don't think so, at least.
They're not dumped yet?
Huh?
Has Dust not dumped yet?
Oh, let me check. Let's see what Dust. So as of last night, no. But let me see.
As soon as they closed off the application, I swear that from my perspective, there's no more incentive for people to either have it and you have the list, or you don't. You have it and you don't have the list. Therefore, you should be back because it's so high right now. So
they pumped to 3.5, but now they're at 330. So not a huge dump.
I feel like they're going to come down like a lot because people were super hyped up, and if you bought the Dust, you have it in your wallet, and then like you didn't get the list. In my mind, you should be. There's no other incentive
probably
for this thing to go up. There's zero incentive for this to go up. Is for the token, so for you to use it to mint that specific NFT. As they're geniuses because they just pump the value of their token, and I guarantee they hold a shit ton of those tokens, and they dumped a lot of them on the way up.
Probably.
I promise you've seen pitch decks for marketplaces and tokenomics for all these airdrops and everything, and who is, because I know that you can literally ride the wave of hype, and then everybody's just going to start selling because it's going to start to dump. I guarantee you that's what they did. They had a huge other reason that they use Dust versus Solana or Sol. They use
Very true. Yeah. What do you think about that process though? Because like Bored Apes did that with their Ape coin. It ran up to $20, then it crashed to $3. Is that even helpful? Like, are they doing like? Do you think Bored Ape Yacht Club also dumped a fair bit of Ape coin, or were they doing that so that their holders could do it?
It's kind of the only supply that's out and available. I think now there's been slowly ApeCoin that has been locked up, but supply that was out initially when that first kind of pump and then dump happened was in the airdrop. So if you claimed your airdrop, that was the only supply of ApeCoin that was holders dumping on other holders and buying and selling and buying and selling, right? So because the stuff that they left for their executives, founders, all that stuff is locked up. They can't touch it for 12 months, 24 months. Get like a certain amount every month after the first year. So like they can't.
Sorry, can either of you guys hear that phone?
Yeah.
I'm like trying not to die right now. Whose phone is that, bro? It's got to be Tom. Tom's got the most guilty fucking look on his face right now. He's like sitting there like this. He's like,
The question is, you have to guess who that was. You got one guess.
fucking, it's Zerk.
Yeah, it's always Zerk.
Yeah, Zerk. What do you want, bro? Why didn't you answer the phone?
I don't know. I couldn't answer. I was trying to phone him back. I don't think you guys.
Bro, call him back.
No.
Call him back.
I did. He didn't. It wasn't picking up.
Damn, Zerk was gonna drop the alpha too.
He was going to drop the alpha. So yeah, I understand from ApeCoin, it's like they've got a vesting schedule. So it's like they said it's locked up for like a year and a half, 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't.
Yeah, really interesting stuff, dude. And people have come up with their own conspiracies. Like we're seeing, let me pull these up actually real quick. There's a couple of conspiracies that are floating around. One of them is ETH tactics can't stop, won't stop, attacking Twitter support. We have Farouk saying Twitter has massive security issues and is terrible. This conspiracy sounds dumb as shit too. Yeah, I think the conspiracies are probably a bit silly. Like, I don't know. I mean, the only one I could think of would be like literally someone at Twitter thinking, fuck these guys. Like, I don't even like you. This is fucked up. And then him just like making a rogue decision. But even that, I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. So a lot of people, do you guys know Shill and Villain? This is someone that Cody loves because I remember on the podcast with him, he talked about Shill and Villain. But a lot of people are talking shit about this guy. I don't know who he is. And this is a big one too. What are the odds that Yuka had something to do with it? No, you don't like him?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think he stirs a lot of shit, and he says, "Oh, I'm unfiltered," but like, meh. He just sounds like he just sounds like a shithead. He sounds like somebody I would not want.
Damn. Shit, what happens if you meet him at NFT London, bro?
I don't dislike a lot of people. I just think that just sounds like kind of stir shit and gain relevance from it.
I see what you're saying. So this is actually funny as fuck. So literally yesterday, I think this was April 20. Yes, this was yesterday. It's just kind of funny how it happened. Someone tweeted at Frank, who is the founder of DEGODS, who by the way is like a kid. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's like a teenager.
Yeah, I thought Frank was like a 30-year-old man. He's like a kid. So anyways, someone said, what if Solana goes down during the youth space? Says, what happens if 2.0 launches? You still get no bitches. So that was a perfect response, except youth got shut down literally 6 hours later. And I was like, oh, that did not age well. He got fucked though. Like that was a solid response right there. Like he really, really came out on top there and then got fucked over.
Yeah, I mean,
think him because popular right now, but I think that like that's such a childish fucking response, and I think that like into DEGODS or you're buying into the youths, and you think that person is your founder and he's gonna take you to staking. I think hype is gonna be fucked because it's happened every single time. Every hype mint that has happened and pumped up and it's like Pixelmon and all that shit. Like the amount of times that this is gonna pump because it's super hyped up right now. Please fucking sell it, please, right? And they're like, no, like this is the future. This is the next Bored Ape. This, that, the next. How many times do I have to tell you to sell if you're in profits because it's never gonna last. People who used to tell me Hape Beast was going to be the next blue chip, I sold my Hape at 7.123 ETH, and that same stupid that looks it's worth like 0.1 now.
No, dude. Who remembers the guy who bought the 500 ETH Megaverse though?
Fucking hell.
Oh no, you want the golden invisible friend? That is the
Oh my
biggest
god,
L.
yeah. Who's gonna buy that off you too?
Yeah.
Like 500 fucking ETH, and who
Like,
cares? No one cares anymore.
it-
You know, it's like not even a flex.
None of the like it never rare trading or rare buying never made any sense to me. I was like, no matter, it doesn't matter how fucking like rich you are. If you've
This is how you flex,
Clearly
bro.
it does.
This is how you fucking flex.
Dude, what's
This is it.
that is how you flex. You look like King Henry VIII. What's what was that statue you got the other day? It looked sick.
Oh my fucking yeah. Let me show you.
It was actually like it just looks so dope.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying, like yeah, you're right. Trading rares is stupid because it's so for a rare. Then if you bought 10 floors, and if you bought 10 floors, you probably make like points probably, and then like that one rare, like sure you might buy it for 100 ETH and then sell it for like if I bought 15 on the floor and made an ETH off each of them.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then never made
it's weird.
sense. Show us your new new thing.
So guys, this is like contemporary art. This is like legit. This thing is fucking heavy, really heavy. It's from this artist in Nigeria. Sent me this piece. So I bought the NFT, and I was the first ever buyer of this NFT artist. He's a real artist, but he just started making NFTs, and so I was the first one ever. And he's like, "Hey man, well thanks for buying my NFT." He goes, "Like, would you want it?" And I was like, fuck yeah, I want it. Because like how I was telling Tom, like in my future, like when I manifest things that I want, one of them is like, I know everyone wants like a nice home, and it's like such a cliche thing, but like I like my childhood was so fucked mentally for me that I always just was like so down on everything. And I remember there was just some like very simple things that I really wanted when I grew up, and one of them was to have space, like I was telling Tom, like have like my own little office that had a lot of space and stuff. The second was from movies that I watched, and I wanted shit like this. I wanted stuff that's cool and expensive and shiny in my house. So I can be like, I got that when I was on my travels, or I got this there and it's worth this much, and like all these stories. And I sat here when I opened it up, and I was like, yo, this is like my first one, because everything else is paintings. Everything else guys paintings or like kind of like not rookie stuff, but like amateur in a sense. And this is like a legitimate thing. I'm sitting here every day.
So cool. Like I love it. It's like
thank you, bro.
I was genuinely jealous. I was like, that is something that I also want. Like it's really, really sick. It just looks really good, really cool. So that was a great buy. So that was what?
Thank you, bro.
You didn't expect to get that. You bought the NFT.
No, well, this is a one-of-one NFT. And so like I sometimes will expect, like if I buy one, that's that's like a one-of-one. Wait, is Nikki about to show us something?
Okay, so
yeah, what are we seeing?
You said that, and my brother's basement. In my brother's basement, he has this wall. Okay, this whole wall is dedicated to Goat Wall. So basically, he has a signed picture from Tiger Woods, Seinfeld, from the Goodfellas, from Muhammad Ali.
Whoa!
He bought
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, he went and bought all this stuff on eBay and stuff. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan, Rocky. So that's super sick. And then that's my grandfather's favorite horse. This is a wall dedicated to the goats. So this is something that's really cool that he collects.
That's so sick.
These signatures.
That is legendary. It's better than any NFT you can get.
There's a putting green. Dude, can I ask why are they why are they positioned that way?
I don't know. I'll turn my camera back around. I don't know.
Yeah, why are they out? Why is Tiger Woods
Nikki
like,
fucked
on
himself.
the left? Like, why are they in that? Is there any reason to any of it?
That's just him being like not good at hanging stuff. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Those are so sick.
Nikki's heavy. While Nikki figures out how to turn his camera, there you go. Oh, that was funny. No, that's cool as shit, dude. Honestly, like I like. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool, but yeah, Tom, to your point about the artists, usually if I buy a one-of-one NFT art piece, well, actually not usually. Sometimes they will, but I've got like some artists paintings and like canvases and stuff. But this is my first like legitimate sculpture. Like this is something if you're in like a nice house, you can like put this up somewhere, and it's like, yo, what happened there? Like, what's the story there? And like this looks real, dude. This could be in like a museum. Yeah. So I get fucking amped up every time I see it.
Give a shout out to who's the artist?
Yeah. I'll pull him up.
Pull him up. Let's give him some
incredible artist.
Because that is
I fucking love art, by the way.
Cool to send it to you, and
hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. This is
oh, he's got his wanking goggles. Check it out.
So this is not the same artist, but this is the one on my wallpaper.
Sick.
This one, if this artist ever sent me this, I don't think this is real. I'm pretty sure this is like a 3D art thing. But if they ever made this into a sculpture, which I would pay for, by the way, like that shit is sick. Like that is really, really cool. So I'm hoping that artist reaches out one day and is like, or I'm so rich one day, I'm like, hey, I'm going to commission you to make this for X amount of money and then send it to me. I think that could be cool too. But this is the artist. Nigeria. Really cool dude.
Akurede Mayowa.
So
yeah, Akurede Mayowa.
How did you find
cool shit? So I don't know. I get shilled art every now and then I'll just so anytime I make a purchase of NFT art, I'll usually get like 20 to 50 people follow me who are artists. And I'll just go through all of them because I'll be like, what if I find like the next Mona Lisa kind of thing, just in case.
I like that.
And I usually have a limit. Like I really don't spend anything more than like 0.4 ETH is probably the most I've ever spent. And that was like a fluke. Like I really wanted that one. And it's from a well-known artist who makes a lot of cool art. And so I usually spend like 0.2 is like 0.1, 0.2 is about these art pieces. I like with the one of ones. I like from like artists who are not really known. And I can just like buy either their first NFT and kind of get them started, or I just really fuck with their stuff and I just buy it. But I've had a great time, dude. Like my ledger is filled with shit like this. Like I really don't have too many big PFPs. Like I've got like a couple, but most of my shit is stuff like this. So yeah. Anyways, we got one last story, fam, and then we're gonna peace out of here.
Digi Daigaku.
Digi Daigaku.
This is it. Well, actually, real quick first, Izu. Just real quick, just check out the floor. So floor has crashed about 50%.
Yep.
It hasn't been revealed. I potentially might get into this after reveal. Yeah. But I'd rather just get into PA if I'm gonna do anything in this ecosystem. I'd rather just get PA. But I do fuck with the art. Like I saw all the art pieces behind Izu. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
But as far as their business idea, like I'm interested to see Nikki. We'll just hit on this real quick. Nikki, what are your thoughts on the where to earn aspect that they're trying to do? Because Steppen tried that and Steppen got fucked. So
blank to earn is tough because more than likely not really worth it. And in my mind, come to me and said like, Nikki, like we want you to help us promote this fashion product we're doing, and you're gonna wear it and it's gonna have a chip in it and it's gonna, you know, like you're gonna get the NFT. And there's so many flaws in this. Like, what if somebody steals your sweater? You own the NFT, you don't have the NFT, then what? Right?
Shit, I didn't even think about that.
Like, or you know, like, or number two, you have a chip in your fucking shirt. I know where you are. I know what you're doing. Your phone. You think you're at home alone? Everyone's gone for the day. No, you're doing okay. Okay.
You just like there are like Nikki's right. Another one is like, you know, if this is where to earn, right? You're incentivized to wear. So what would stop you from just buying a bunch of t-shirts or whatever and just cutting the chip out and just keeping them in your pocket, like in a little bag, just walking around with your little box of chips, just earning coins every day. Like there's just so many, and also like it's based on if you have to check in your app every morning. You do a fit check, you check in. You're like, how many people are going to do that with their, like, you know, Gucci owners are going to do? They give a fuck. People,
dude. Honestly, when I so you know how I do the reviews. Well, I do my really honest reviews for the channel on the NFT projects, but I also do reviews for like random foods and drinks that I do, specifically like energy drinks or protein bars. I love doing. So I do those like a few times a week. Usually, like whenever I buy one, I'll just do a review. But there are a lot of times where I like grab my new energy drink that I'm excited for, but I don't feel like doing the review. Because like I don't feel like checking in and be like, okay, like let me clock in this new energy drink. Because like most of the time I just want to open it and drink it, or just open the bar and eat it. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, like yeah, you're kind of right with the Izu thing. Like every time I put on a shirt, I gotta like clock in somehow or like push a button. And then yeah, about the tracking. It's a very interesting idea, and it might work. It's just like it's also the idea of like getting people on board with like, yeah, let me chip all your stuff. That's going to be hard to sell too. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Dan
I
does
mean,
bring a good
we'll
point.
see.
He like says like there is chip. We know where we are at all the time. Like
True. Yeah, Cryptic Dan's a good point here.
Who you're sharing that with? Who you're sharing that information with? You. If I'm wearing a random fucking no brand T-shirt, KZ or PA is. It's like if I'm wearing a no brand T-shirt, who am I sharing that info to? Why? Yeah, like you have an iPhone, sure. You know, certain apps that you allow, that you choose to allow to track your location, know what you're doing or where you're correct. You have, like you have the power to shut it off. Like if you're wearing clothes, I don't have to worry with like maybe I'm leaving my phone at home. I don't have to worry about clothing brand is now tracking, right? To me, like that's a little bit much. Like I think that you need to wear to earn. I think I just want to wear clothes because I don't want to be naked. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things to that needs to be figured out.
Yeah, for sure. It's a good idea. It's innovative. That's what we'll say. It's definitely innovative. It's definitely brand new, and it's definitely risky as fuck.
Okay, there's one that you said when you were talking, and I wanted to take it off just a little.
Wait, hold on. You're breaking up a little bit.
I know. I'm just saying there was something that you said that I wanted to comment on when you were talking outside, and now I can't remember it. I held on to.
When did I say it? How long ago was it?
You were just talking about earn and all this other stuff, and like
I was just saying it's risky. It's innovative. It's very risky. What else?
Shoot, it'll come to me.
Selling the idea of like tracking your stuff and like being part of that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Well, if you comment to just interrupt me. We'll just hit on this last story here. This is probably the talk of the town. Well, honestly, Utes is probably talking of the town now, but this was the talk of the town yesterday. So I covered it for anyone who wants to know. I did a full review and breakdown of what happened. I got into the influencer reactions to those reactions. I did the whole shebang. So make sure you check out that video after this. But floor sitting at 14.5 Ethereum, 5.3 thousand Ethereum traded, 737 owners, 2,000 items. This project, an anime project, it's good art, but it's just about like any other anime project as far as art. Nothing like unbelievable in my opinion, but they flew because this dude, Gabriel Ledon, is just a fucking whale, I guess, in the gaming sphere, and he's the CEO of Limit Break. They raised $200 million in their VC fund roundup shit, and that was so much money. And then people were like, "Holy shit, this guy's a king! Let's all buy in." And I guess that's what shot them to 16 ETH. But at the same time, I'm like, yo, that is quite the climb.
It is quite the climb. And all I was thinking was there is going to be one motherfucker that buys the very top. Sure as fuck, that was 16.9 ETH. Good night.
16 ETH. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? It's been pumping all day. You're going to buy. I mean, it always can pull a Moonbirds where it just keeps 2xing. Every time you look at it, you're like, this is the top band, this is the top, and then it's like 20 ETH.
There's not enough.
Like, all right, this is the top, 30 ETH.
There's not enough people who are willing to fucking throw around that much cash at the moment. It's just not. They've ripped it out of the system. Like, just look at volume. That was it was a speculative pump. I feel like maybe big top G's like Nikki G, who loves getting involved in this kind of shit, because he's a dangerous man and he loves dangerous games. But other than that, like, just that
whole Digi Daigaku bullshit. Okay. Given I did not really look in. I saw the tweet about the 200 mil, and then people tearing it apart. I said bullshit because show not the receipts, but show us that these companies who are backing you are actually backing you. Coca brands, they actually publicly put out who they support. Show me. Where's the article? Where is?
Yeah.
Did you get $200 million?
Here, I'll be back in like 30 seconds. In like 30 seconds. Keep going.
Where the hell do you get $200 million? I think it's bullshit. I think fake upsets. They're pumping up a collection. They trying to make a fuck ton of money from it. But like, I don't know, heard of that before this week. Maybe because I've been tuned out a lot. I've been really working on stuff. That collection's fucking fraud. I'm not gonna buy into it. And I'm biased and a little salty because I didn't make profits off of it. But at the same time, I don't think anything that guy says is true.
Really? Where does that come from? Where does that feeling come from?
I just I have a hard time believing people that enormous claims in a space that's so limited for resources right now, and it's who and what is being built in it, right? Like Illuvium, Illuvium's been around for a while. They've been building the game, and they've been getting a lot of fun. Another game that about. There's one other big one that's coming out big time. These games, they've been building them for a long time. That they're very credible. They have large backers. And if this guy's in the gaming industry and he says this is like a free to own game, and they're like in the gaming space, like, why haven't we heard about Digi Daigaku before? Why was it a stealth free? Sure, free to own, I guess free. Okay, sure. If you're gonna raise money, you can do stuff for free. That's fair. None of it really adds up. That it just came out of nowhere, and this guy's all of a sudden saying he's the free to play. It doesn't make sense.
It is weird to be. I was surprised that. To be honest, I didn't look into it just because I was like, well, I'm not going to buy. What I was surprised that we saw that level of price action based off that announcement, because we've seen big, like Anthony has said there, like Proof got 50 mil. Didn't really impact, didn't really impact the price action on Proof. It was just, it is what it is, right? Like they're a big brand. They've got connections to VCs. So I didn't really understand. I don't think we had ever seen this before, where there was this fucking just crazy ass just explosion in floor price based on just an announcement. It just, yeah, you're right. It just feels weird. And the art is I'm like, really? Fuck.
Bro, same shit I said about Azuki. I was like, yeah, it's just average. It's good, but it's not anything spectacular. No one's getting out of bed for the art,
No, she's pretty hot.
She's hot, yeah, but I'm not paying 16 for that. No, yeah, the idea of, it's this VC backed by 200 mil, dude. They've definitely got a few thousand people who can drop 16 ETH and pump up that floor. So it's very similar to any other project that just use that money, and they have people that can buy, Gary V. I just broke down this podcast. Champion K Money did a podcast with
Frank
Griffin. Griffith or Griffin, I forget what his name. He's a TikToker, super famous dude. Anyways, in the video, he's talking about how he got into crypto and NFTs, and he's like, yeah, I was actually part of that CryptoPunk call. And I was like, oh shit. So I perked up, and I actually made a reaction video to this, so that'll be coming out soon. But he basically says yeah, I was on that call. And I was like, oh, so it wasn't big hitters, billionaires. It was kids and social influence people. I was like, oh, because he called Logan Paul Mr. Beast, all these kids. And I was like, oh, he called a bunch of rich kids who care about that. I thought he called VCs and stuff. So he calls those people who have money, who have ego on the line, basically, and pride on the line. So they want to buy these CryptoPunks for $7,000 at that point. And there are people who can fucking afford it, right? The people who can just buy that, 16th. Okay,
what's
it's
funny?
part of the plan.
Now that you say this, and you said this earlier, you were saying how you think that maybe we're just really, really, really fucking early, too early.
Yeah.
Because if you think about what happened, that happened last year. That was at a time when everything fucking got churned up in August and September. People were happy throwing away thousands on gas. Thousands of dollars on gas, which makes
it was bad.
Which makes no sense at all.
$8
we'll look back, yeah, fucking. So that to me is actually maybe we were just damn fucking early, because we were willing to take the beating by the ETH, the gas whip.
What's the most you guys paid on gas?
I literally never got involved in gas wars. I was just this is I'm
Nikki, I know you spent thousands, bro, or hundreds.
Oh. I bet that was when ETH was 4K as well, right?
Oh, it was US. Which in Canadians 400,000.
Dude.
No, I mean
wait, hold on. What did you buy it on?
Yeah,
what'd you spend it on?
Other side.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, bro.
Jesus
You're saying
Christ,
that
he
it's
took
so
a
funny, yeah.
fat L.
Yeah.
Took a-
Damn,
No,
dude.
we know a few people who took
What?
L's on that.
I swept other side when it was at 7 ETH.
How many?
Bro.
How many?
Only like 6 or 7.
Only 6 or 7.
Jesus Christ, bro. I think the most I've ever spent on gas was like 350, maybe 300, which is a fucking lot at that point. Because I was only buying an NFT
Okay.
worth like $2,000. I was
Take
like,
this-
this is ridiculous.
Take this in. I know people like to say like I make some good trades and stuff. My L's. I put 75 ETH into ApeCoin at 19 ETH into the other side at 7 ETH. I put 91 ETH into my board, 81 ETH. So those are some of my L's, if you want to know.
Damn,
It's
bro.
good, man. Like I feel like we're now moving into that time where actually people are there. I think everyone has realized. So basically, everyone just took fat L's, just fat fucking L's just everywhere. Like all of us did, because it was that ultimately was the game. The game was the hot potato who was there, and it was like we were the ones that held it. But yeah, I mean, dude, some of the stories that I've heard.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm out, dude. Like, I'm not really holding many NFTs. Like, when Champion came and did that podcast, they're like, yeah, I'm down horrendous, and I was like, what are you holding still? I'm like, you didn't get rid of it yet? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not strapped right now. I got like nothing in my wallet. There's like not many NFTs in my wallet right now.
Everything. I don't care what loss.
You said you're.
What did you say? You got rid of everything, or you still have everything?
Dude, Nicky's video is like 30 seconds behind his audio. It's hilarious. Like literally, he's like 30 seconds behind.
I got rid of basically everything.
Oh,
Really?
okay. Damn.
So other side is like at what now? What's the other side at? Like what?
1.9 maybe 1.8. Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Nikki, do you have friends in the real world who do NFT stuff?
I know people that do NFT stuff, like like
Are they
family.
Are they deep?
No one is as deep as I will.
It's the quote of the fucking year right there. Quote of the fucking year. Damn, that was legendary. That was funny. Wait, maybe you know what? This might be my connection because right now Tom and Nikki are both lagging on video. I think.
Yeah, that's you. Because I'm fine on my end.
Okay.
You're a twat.
That's so weird. My connection is 10 out of 10. And then let me check on YouTube, actually. Like, maybe it's literally just me. Like, I thought everyone watching was, like, dealing with the same lag as me. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, no one's complained in the chat or anything. Wow. Like, I think it is just, like, my random restream connection. That's so weird. Okay. Whatever. Tom, do you have anything you want to end on? Like, any topics you want to end on? Or
Bro, we covered it all today. The juicy stuff. It was a juicy one today. It was a juicy tea time.
It was,
Very
dude.
juicy.
We got Nikki G. We got Nikki G's soundbite a couple times.
Finally. I actually never thought this would
Go.
happen.
Oh yeah.
So I've got a big one happening tomorrow. It's not me taking a shit, but as this is quite soon after. I'm going to be doing an Aussie just fucking YouTuber mukbang. We've got NFT Nate, Liam D NFT, Pasta, and NFT Zerk. Unfortunately, it's
Let's
like,
go.
you guys, it's when you're a fucking middle of the night for you guys.
Yeah.
So we're getting up. It's going to be at 12 p.m. my time. So it's going to be like 5 in the morning for EST for you guys. So yeah, maybe if you're late up, Cade, you'll be up at 3 a.m. your time. So you can catch us. But yeah, that's a big one for us tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be Twitch streamed and Twitter Spaces at the same time. So that'll be fun.
Beauty.
Let's fucking go. That's going to be lit.
If I'm still awake, I will tune in for sure. This is
Yeah, me too.
a call with Blockchain Gavin and John. So
Right
Great
on.
time.
Right on. Oh, also, Tom, do you just real quick, you're co-host of Rug Radio. When did that happen? I just saw that.
So I'm like, I've been doing it for a couple of weeks now. So I've been doing, there's a Rug Radio show in the UK. And yeah, I'm one of the co-hosts with Zerk and Spaceman and Bobby. You probably won't know Big Bobby, but yeah, few of us, we got asked to be the hosts. So we're, yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out what Rug Radio is. The only thing I know about Rug Radio is I thought at least Farouk was the founder of it.
Yeah.
And then he was the host. But then I'm like, every time I go in, there's like 20 speakers. And I'm like, wait, Like what is Rug Radio? Is it like a big conglomerate and they just want to like have huge dominance over like the media sphere? Like, is that the goal of Rug Radio?
It's just a media. They're a media company.
Okay.
WMI. It's the son is following.
Yeah, it was started with Farouk, and then that's his. You know, he's got. Has he got your name on Cade?
Rug Radio.
No, I'm just noticing that it might have like a little. I don't know.
I'm saying those.
Maybe have to duct tape it or something.
Is the media company on its following, and then WGMI is the media company that does it private.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with my fucking internet connection. It chopped up Nikki's last 2 sentences so bad. I thought he was speaking Mandarin or something. Tom, did you catch what he just said? I don't know why it's like fucking up for me over here.
No, he is actually just speaking Mandarin.
Oh, you're speaking Mandarin. All right, fire. All right, guys. Well, this is fucking lit. I had a great time. Hopefully, my internet's a little bit faster later on, even though I just got an Ethernet cord. But if you made it to the very end, fam, I know there's some of y'all who've been here since the beginning. Thank you. We ramble a lot, but I feel like we just covered so much shit. This was a super fun episode for me.
That was so sick.
So if you made it to the very end, code word. Man, we just gotta go G baby, yeah?
G baby.
Okay.
G baby. Let's get in.
Code word G baby. If you made it to the very end. If this is not your first episode of Tea Time, I want to see OG spammed in the chats. You guys already know how it is. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I got both their channels down below in the description if you guys want to check them out. And that's pretty much it. Do you want to should we does the G baby's founder want to shout anybody out? Nah? All right, what is this? What you're not gonna shut, you're just gonna do this?
We're just gonna do this, yeah.
Oh, he can't hear us. All right, Nikki G has been officially cut. He's been absolutely rugged. Okay, well, all right, guys, until next time, continue on your voyage, continue to learn, and be grateful you're live watching this video. Bye.